New for 2023 from CMMG, the compact action Descent is now in 9mm. Their Descent line took portability to a whole new level, and now they've done it again. Available in 6.5 and 10.5 barrel lengths, this compact platform offers the modularity of the AR-15 while being compatible with a wide range of magazines and ammo. The soft recoiling radial delayed blowback system makes this pleasant to shoot and comes with the reliability that CMMG is known for. For more info, check out cmmg.com.
Hey there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. With the ATF abusing their hall monitor powers and the constant flood of hidden text within this whole pistol brace ruling thing, we decided to revisit an old classic and tell you more ways you can lose your guns to avoid legal woes. So sit back, remember, I'm not a lawyer because I never passed the bar, and let's start the show.
Being a lawyer is the worst.
There is, of course, the old standby, losing our guns in a boating accident. This joke, much like your mom, is familiar to every guy on the R Guns subreddit. It's played out even by FUD humor standards. Nobody finds this funny anymore, and if we're honest, when most of us hear somebody say this, we roll our eyes hoping that the person doesn't decide to mosey on down the bar and talk to us. This is the guy whose first gun purchase is a high-point carbine, and it's made him the most dangerous man in the room. So instead of following Mr. I am the weapons advice, who just so happens to be about as edgy as a globe, maybe we can get a little bit more creative. No, plausible. That's what I meant, plausible. Our best writer lives in Florida for what I can only assume is training for the Tarkov-like apocalypse to come. In between battling traditional Florida man every time he heads out to 7-Eleven for a Slurpee, our writer on the ground in Florida assures me that most people lose their guns in the Florida swamp while hog hunting on an airboat. So when the alphabet agencies come knocking on your door, let them know they've got two options. Number one, take your word on it, that your firearms have met a sad fate and are at the bottom of a Florida swamp. Or number two, give them the GPS coordinates where you think you lost them and encourage them to go venturing out into the quagmire looking for hidden items in murky water, in which case your problems are solved and you've supported feeding the local wildlife. Not all of us want to go to the hot swamps of Florida or even pretend that we did. As a Midwesterner, I'm not even sure I'd be allowed my weekly allocation of cheese curds if they knew I went to a swamp for recreation. But a trip to Florida does sound nice, especially to all you millennials who saw videos of Elon's SpaceX rockets taking off and then a light bulb went ping. In space, nobody can hear the ATF. That's an alien joke. So we could just sneak our guns under the cargo holds of the Starlink satellites. Given Elon's latest cash woes and Twitter hemorrhaging money like Tony Montana in a sugar factory, I'm sure the Musk man himself would find a little extra room for your cargo if you slid him your crispest $100 bill. No, not that rolled up one, although he might be okay with that too. Now, if you find Elon not as receptive as you hope, all you really need to do is tell Richard Branson that Elon is launching weapons into space and then just let his ego take over because he's not going to be out billionaired. Branson will beg you to load everything you have onto one of his prototypes that have that big Matt Damon-esque horse smile that makes you think he may have a TBI. Imagine the disappointment of the ATF when you tell them you left your braced pistols in space. Oops. Bonus, this is how we really accelerate the modern space race. Pit billionaires against other billionaires and let them see who can outdo each other first. Anything that is red anodized will match the Virgin logo and will get priority boarding as it's hurled off into the great unknown.
Would you like to travel to space?
Space!
Now, if those seem too complicated and the logistics don't work for you, I get it. You are lazy. Settle down there, bub. This is not a criticism. It is simply a recognition from a fellow aficionado of the easiest path forward. I mean, what's easier than making somebody else do your work? That's exactly what I do here on the channel. Now, we all have that one neighbor that knows that we're into guns and he tries to be your range buddy every time he sees you. Of course, he never wants to bring his own guns, or own ammunition for that matter, to the range. Add to that, this guy is more annoying than Piers Morgan all cooked up, and you may have just had yourself another fantastic idea. You actively avoid going out of your house when you see this guy running about your neighborhood. But today, today, this is gonna be different. See, he caught you outside, and asked to borrow a rifle so he could go hog hunting with his buddies from work. And at first you thought, there's no way I'm gonna lend this nerd one of my guns. But soon a plan forms. Thinking of those sketchy reloads you got from the gun show and your newly minted braced felony sitting in your safe, you decide to lend out both, resigning yourself to the fact that this gun is never coming back in one piece, and perhaps neither is Dave. Sorry, Dave. This is a classic two birds with one stone situation. You are no longer a felon, and you may even be able to collect some insurance money through some roundabout ipso facto stuff. Sorry, Dave, but sacrifices must be made for the greater good.
How can this be for the greater good?
Hey, you know what? What about losing your guns in an effort to give them back to the hardest working men and women in the armed forces? That's right, folks. We are talking about the E4 Mafia. Yep, just pack those potential felonies up into the trunk of your car and park it at any strip club within 15 miles of a Marine base. Leave the car unlocked and unattended for 36 hours during the weekend, and those E4s will descend as a swarm to the smell of an unlocked car door. The only thing that'll be left in that trunk are empty bottles of Jameson, panties, the paper wrappers from the crayons that they were consuming, and enough DNA for 25 seasons of crime shows. But rest assured, you financially supported our troops during what will always be remembered as the chesty puller of benders.
Can we please get some alcohol into my mouth?
When the ATF comes knocking to confiscate guns that they deem illegal, they plan on getting them any way they can. Time to turn that negative ATF attitude into a financial positive. Been eyeing a pool in the backyard? Funds a little tight to get it started? Well, the ATF is here to help. Every time. Figure out where that bad boy's going and till over that area till it's freshly disturbed. When the alphabet boys show up, tell them that you buried them 8 feet down under there. They will go on digging and do 90% of the work to get your backyard ready for a hot pool party this summer. When they don't find any guns, tell them you forgot to put them in the hole when you filled it back in, and never reveal which uncle has them hidden in his basement like a Jeffrey Dahmer victim.
Hey, is that legal?
Those level 4 plates?
Yeah, we need to go.
Okay. If you want more pop culture references that are 4 months late, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. We're only 5,000 subs away from 100,000 subscribers, folks. It would really mean a lot to us, and every single one counts at this point, so we thank you for it. Do you have pesky in-laws that are always giving you a hard time?
Yup.
I don't, but if you happen to, and they have a prized flower garden that they're constantly droning on about, it might be a perfect spot to hide your guns. Put on all that multicam black LARPing gear you've been collecting over the years and set off at night. You'll have to meticulously dig up each and every flower, bury the guns, and replant all of this. After all, it is a stealth operation and we never said it was going to be easy, but you'd have an option. Now remember, folks, you only have one shot at this and you must get it right. Failure is not an option, but with success, your guns will never be disturbed, or that prized flower bed will become the ATF's litter box. With tax season coming up quickly, you could write up a bill of sale to a charitable organization in Ukraine. This shows that you're committed to the cause as well as getting those pesky Fed boys off your back. But then you say on your taxes you donated them to the cause, and you use it as a write-off and use the money to buy more guns. This is a circle of wins if you ask. What? You can't do that? What do you mean you can't do that? It's a 50C13 thing, right? Whatever you just said. Yeah, that. 501c3? You still can't do it.
What are you taking, stupid pills? Come on.
I'm sure you could sell them to the Ukraine. I mean, they got to be looking for pretty much anything at this point. Hell, you could even sell them to Russia if you felt like a dick. You know, now that I think about it, the world of international arms smuggling and money laundering might just put you into a little bit more hot water than having a pistol brace in your Palmetto State Armory 10.5-inch upper at home.
Come on, jail time.
Let him. Here we go.
We're going to jail. No, no, no. We're going to jail.
Jokes aside, we don't do politics much here, but times, well, they were changing, and we can't just make jokes and not help in the fight for our rights. So get out there, contact your representatives, and together we can be heard. We've also been nominated for 2 Gundies for Top Voices of the 2A and Most Entertaining Content Creator, and voting is almost over. So folks, get out there and cast your vote for your favorite gun tubers. Hint, it could be me.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
That's all we've got for you today, folks, and I'm sure some of this video is going to end up in a courtroom at some point or another because you took this as serious advice. These are jokes, people, and you should do whatever you think is right when it comes to your own property. Come join me on Twitch, where I'll be live right as this video drops at Tundra Gaming Live, and don't forget to join us next time when we still don't know what the heck we're doing. Bye-bye.